Good day, learners. I'm teacher Chrisley of General Clamaco National High School. Today you will learn again another topic. But before that, please find a place that you are comfortable to learn, then sit properly. Prepare your Science 8 modules, papers and pen, for you are going to explore and learn of one of the organ systems in our body. In this topic, you will be able to first, identify the organs that make up the digestive system. Second, analyze how digestive system works. Third, value the importance of digestive system and its function. Fourth, show love and care for your digestive system organs. Before we will proceed to the discussion proper, let's have a game first. The name of the game is Organ System Hangman. The mechanics of the game is you should name this organ system given the clue below. The clue is, these convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. What is this organ system? Yes, very good. It is digestive system. I will show you a video clips on how digestive system works. Please listen carefully because afterwards you will draw and label the parts of the digestive system.
After viewing this animation, you will be able to describe the pathway and events that occur during digestion within the digestive system and its supporting glands. Digestion starts in the mouth, also known as the oral cavity, where mastication occurs. This is the process of chewing and mechanically breaking down the food bolus. Chemical digestion starts when the salivary glands release saliva into the oral cavity. Saliva is rich in amylase, an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates. After the bolus has been broken down adequately, swallowing begins. The food bolus passes through the pharynx and into the esophagus. Peristalsis, which is rhythmic contractions of the muscle layers, pushes the bolus down the esophagus. The bolus passes into the stomach through the lower esophageal sphincter. This sphincter normally remains closed, preventing reflux of the stomach contents. The stomach is divided into anatomical regions: the cardia, fundus, body, and antrum. The muscular outlet of the stomach is called the pylorus. The surface of the lumen is covered in folds called rugae. Peristaltic contractions continue in the stomach, churning and mixing the food bolus with hydrochloric acid and the digestive enzyme pepsin. Neural and hormonal stimulation causes the release of pepsin by the stomach, which starts the chemical digestion of proteins. This helps reduce the bolus to a fluid-like substance called chyme. When the chyme reaches its proper softness, the pylorus opens and the chyme is slowly released into the first portion of the small intestine, called the duodenum. Peristaltic contractions continue in the duodenum. It is within the duodenum that the chyme mixes with pancreatic juice and bile. The process of digestion causes neural and hormonal stimulation of the pancreas to release pancreatic juice. Specialized pancreatic cells produce the pancreatic juice. The juice contains digestive enzymes and bicarbonate. The major digestive enzymes are amylase, which digests carbohydrates, lipase, which digests fats, and protease, which digests proteins. When pancreatic cells release the juice, it flows through tiny pancreatic ducts, which lead to the main pancreatic and accessory pancreatic ducts. Then, the juice is released into the duodenum through the major and minor papillae, where it mixes with the chyme. In order to protect the pancreas, protease is released in an inactive form and is activated once it reaches the duodenum. Bicarbonate within the juice acts to neutralize the acidic chyme, which creates a favorable environment for the digestive enzymes to function. Located above and in front of the pancreas, the liver has many roles, including the maintenance of metabolic homeostasis. The liver maintains this because it receives most of the blood flow via the portal venous system from the small and large intestines. This blood contains nutrients absorbed during digestion. The liver processes these nutrients and vitamins and helps detoxify the blood passing through the portal venous system. Another role of the liver is the production of bile, which is a liquid that contains bile salts and other substances. Bile salts emulsify fat within the small intestine. Liver cells, known as hepatocytes, secrete the constituents of bile into tiny bile canaliculi, which flows into larger hepatic ductules that eventually combine to form the right and left hepatic ducts. Bile then flows into the common hepatic duct and cystic duct, where it enters the gallbladder to be concentrated and stored. During digestion, the gallbladder contracts and pushes the bile through the cystic duct and common bile duct, where they join the pancreatic duct at the hepatopancreatic ampulla. The bile then empties into the duodenum through the major papilla. The bile mixes with the chyme and helps to digest fat. The chyme continues to mix with the digestive enzymes as it moves through the duodenum and into the jejunum, the second portion of the small intestine. Nutrients from the digested food are absorbed into the bloodstream in the jejunum. The bolus moves through the jejunum and reaches the ileum, where there is more nutrient absorption. The unabsorbed portion of the bolus passes out of the ileum and into the large intestine through the ileocecal valve. The first portion of the large intestine is called the cecum. The main function of the large intestine is to absorb water and solutes, such as fatty acids, which help concentrate and form the stool. The bolus is pushed by a peristaltic wave up and through the ascending colon, which passes through the first major bend in the colon, the hepatic flexure. The bolus is now pushed through the transverse colon and then travels through the second major bend, the splenic flexure. Then the bolus moves down the descending colon and into the sigmoid colon before entering the rectum. The formed stool enters and is stored in the upper portion of the rectum. The anus contains anal sphincter muscles that remain tightly closed until neural input causes the rectum to widen. Then the stool descends, the anal sphincter relaxes, and defecation occurs.
Did you learn on the video presented? Yes, you've learned more on the parts of the digestive system, on how it works and functions. So let's have the activity. I have here a digestive system model, so you should draw and label the parts of the digestive system based on its color coding. And afterwards, we will check your works. How would you do? Okay, let's check your outputs. Based on the digestive system model, the yellow-green here is the esophagus, the red is the stomach, the pink is the small intestine, brown is large intestine, purple is the liver, and the green is the gallbladder, and the yellow is the pancreas. You did it, learners! Great job! Based on the video you've watched and in your activity, I have here 3 questions for you to answer. First, what is digestive system? The digestive system is a group of organs working together to convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. Very good. Number 2, what are the organs that comprise the human digestive system? You're right, it is made up of the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestines. In addition, there are several accessory organs of the digestive system. This includes the teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Number 3, what are the different processes that are involved in the digestion process? The 5 major processes of digestive systems are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and excretion or elimination. Very good, you are really listening. Okay, let's have our discussion proper. The human digestive system consists of the gastrointestinal tract plus the accessory organs of digestion, the tongue, salivary glands, pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Digestion involves the breakdown of food into smaller components until they can absorb and assimilated into the body. There are 5 major processes of the digestive system. First, ingestion of foods. Second, digestion of foods. Third, absorption of nutrients. Fourth, assimilation. And last, elimination of waste materials. Okay, digestive system organization. We have from the mouth, next to the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So let's discuss this one by one. let's have the mouth or oral cavity. It is where the ingestion of foods happen by intaking the foods into your mouth, and the start of digestion through your teeth that mechanically break down food into smaller pieces, and also your tongue that mixes food with saliva that contains enzyme amylase which helps break down starch. Okay, let's down to esophagus. Esophagus is approximately 10 inches long, and its functions include it moves food from the throat to the stomach using the muscle movement called peristalsis, and there is no digestion occurs in the esophagus. Next is the stomach. The stomach is a J-shaped muscular bag that stores the food you eat, breaks it down into tiny pieces. Food found in the stomach is called chyme. It is where the digestion of foods continues. Let's down to the small intestine. Small intestines are roughly 7 meters long. Lining of intestine walls has finger-like projections called villi to increase surface area of absorption. It is where the absorption of nutrients happen through the villi, and it is assimilated to our body. Next is the large intestine. Large intestine accepts what small intestines don't absorb. Its functions are absorbs more water and concentrate waste. And then let's proceed to the rectum and anus. Rectum is a short-term storage which holds feces before it is expelled. It serves as a warehouse for the undigested residue or feces. And the anus is the exit point of fecal materials. It is where the elimination and excretion of waste materials happen. Okay, let's now proceed to the accessory organs. It is not part of the path of the food but play a critical role. This includes the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. First, let's have liver. It directly affects digestion by producing bile. Bile helps digest fat. Next, gallbladder. It stores bile from the liver, releases it into the small intestine. Third, the pancreas produces digestive enzymes to digest fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Since we already discussed the parts of the digestive system and how it works, the several accessory organs in digestion, and the digestion processes, I have here one enrichment question. What is the function of the appendix in our digestive system? Yes, appendix is an organ that is credited with very little significance and often removed indiscriminately to avoid complications due to infection. But modern researchers says that it has a great function, particularly in our digestive system. It acts as a storehouse for good bacteria, rebooting the digestive system after diarrheal illnesses. As the saying goes, a healthy gut, a healthy you. To check your understanding, let's have a short quiz. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Let's have number 1. What do you call the exit point of the fecal material? Correct. The answer is letter B, the anus. 2. It is a J-shaped muscular bag that stores the food you eat, breaks it down into tiny pieces. Yes, letter C, stomach. 3. What do you call the parts of the digestive system that moves food from the throat to the stomach by the muscle movement called peristalsis? Right, esophagus. 4. It is a part of the digestive system that mechanically break down food into smaller pieces. Check. Mouth. 5. It serves as warehouse for the undigested residue or feces. You're right, rectum. For your assignment, research on the roles of digestive enzymes in the digestive process. That ends our discussion. Hope you learn and enjoy.